Pauline Dulang.
Hello, everyone. My name is Pauline Dulang, and I'm here today with Dr. Richard Brown. Hello, how are you?
Hello, glad to be here.
Wonderful. And today we are going to be talking about some COVID-19 updates and frequently asked questions. Dr. Brown, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So my first question to you is, in short, can you give me a brief overview of what COVID-19 is exactly?
Well, COVID-19 exactly is a deadly virus that has come about on this planet, and it has been at a pandemic proportion. And so the whole planet has been infected with this particular disease. And in the United States, we have identified some ways to deal with it, and other countries have dealt with it in their ways. But it's a deadly virus that causes respiratory problems and issues. It affects the nasal passage and ultimately the lungs, and then it goes to other parts of the body, and it just completely renders a person dysfunctional if it is allowed to go untreated in certain age groups.
Yeah, and you're saying that this is a deadly virus, especially for certain people who are at risk. Why is this virus something that someone like me, why should I take this seriously? Isn't this just something that if I get it, can't I just sleep it off, take some medicine and I'll be okay, like within a week's time?
Well, this virus is very new and different from other viruses that we've seen. And so the best prevention of any illness is to not get it in the first place, or to do something to prevent yourself from getting it. So a person like yourself, young, if the virus attacks you, then it will have an effect on you. If you could get a vaccine to prevent that, then that's what you want to do, because therefore you're not at risk for all of the damage that it does to other parts of the body. Now, for older people, they should definitely get it because they're more at risk because of their age, and other people who have various complications of some type of disease or some illness that they're already dealing with, they're more susceptible to the virus than those that are very healthy. I mean, if it'll attack and damage, the body of healthy people, you can imagine what it does to people who already have some underlying health issues.
Yeah, it's very much so. And you spoke about this vaccine. How do I know that we can trust this vaccine? There's a big fear that, I'm just injecting something into me made by some drug company that I have no idea who is, or I can't control anything of that nature. So how do I know I can trust this vaccine?
Well, let me tell you, those people who do not trust the vaccine are in denial about whether or not they want to stay alive or not, or their relatives to stay alive. We have been taking vaccines in this country since vaccines got invented way back in the 20s. And it is because of vaccines that this population has thrived and survived this long. Yeah. Now, when smallpox was around and some of the other diseases, we did not have social media. In some cases, we didn't have TV, maybe only had black and white TV. And so when scientists and doctors told you you needed to take a vaccine or some medicine to make you better, people listened and followed without any question. Unfortunately, in our civilized society, we have so much freedom, so much data coming at us that we question what the science says and what doctors say, because some kind of way we've gotten to a point in which, everybody's opinion is just as valid as others, ignoring the years of experience and study and research that these people who have kept us alive all this time have done. And so it's silly to not take the vaccine unless there's something going on with you in particular that says you shouldn't take it because of adverse effects that you have. Then you should take it because it's dangerous. It has no scrutiny as to who it might affect. And then there's something called long COVID. And there's some other things, some variants going on too.
Thank you for that answer. And then lastly, This is a frequently asked question as well. It's, am I considered fully vaccinated if I opt out of getting the booster shot?
And the answer to that is no. And it is because this virus is continuing to mutate. We've gone from COVID-19 to now having a Delta. Then we went to Omicron. Now the newest variant is BA.5. That's now a more transmittable variant and form of this disease. So the virus is real. Its only job is to kill. And so what it does, it continues to mutate to infect its host even more, even though they take some vaccine or they do something else to try and kill the virus. The virus has a right as a living organism to survive itself. So it's going to continue to mutate and try and infect people because that's what it does. And so humans, the humanity job is to fight against the virus to see who wins. Now, if we don't take the vaccine, if we don't take the boosters, if we don't do all the things that need to be done to protect ourselves, our families and relatives, the virus will win. At this point, I believe only 75% of the population in America is immunized. The fact that we've gotten to immunize children 5 and under has boosted the level of immunization, and that's good. But until we get to about 90% immunization, we're not going to have what is called herd immunity. And what that means is that there's much less virus in the community, and it has not many places to go. And so generally the population is pretty much immunized because the virus will begin to die out when you get about 90% of the population vaccinated. So it's serious.
It's important that we get to that, just make that really small 20% jump, right? To 90%, yeah.
Exactly, and those people who are reluctant to take it, who has all these ideas about why they won't take it, they are contributing to the survival or lack of survival of the rest of us. Because as many people were to take the vaccination today, if the entire population took the vaccination today, there would be nowhere for the virus to go. And then we'd be fully immunized, we'd be done with this. But because so many people are not taking the vaccine, that means that it still has a place to go. And of course, once you get the vaccine, it seems to now we're learning that it only lasts about 6 months or so. So that's why we have to get the booster. That's why I said you're not fully immunized if you do not get the first booster and the second booster. And now we're learning that there will probably be a third booster in the fall, because again, this virus keeps mutating. And as it gets the opportunity to change a bit to still infect its host, it will do that. I predict, along with some other scientists that are smarter than me, that because we haven't reached herd immunity, we will probably continue to get a booster around every 6 months or so for a while until we can get to that herd immunity.
Lastly, how accessible is this vaccine? And you're speaking to the people of North Omaha as well, so please touch on that.
The vaccine is available to anyone who wants it, and it's free of charge. The health department has free vaccine. Charles Drew Health Center in North Omaha has the vaccine. All the community health centers within the state, and it's about 6, I think of them now, have the vaccine free of charge. Even some of the pharmaceutical drugstores like CVS and Walgreens and others, they can provide the vaccine. Now, there may be a charge there administratively. I'm not sure what they're doing right now, but anyone who wants the vaccine can get the vaccine, especially in North Omaha, and they should get it, and they should take it as soon as they can and get the booster when it is recommended, because we want to stay alive, we want to thrive, we want our families to stay alive and thrive. Because when you're sick, you can't do anything else well until you get healthy again.
Right. All right. That is really all the time that we have. Prevention is the best medicine from what we've learned today. So thank you so much, Dr. Brown, for joining us, and continue to stay updated with us and check in every now and then. So thank you guys.
This has been COVID-19, the virus that lives on, hosted by Pauline Duleng. If you'd like to leave suggestions, email us at ewcfacts@gmail.com. That's ewcfacts@gmail.com. This has been an EWC Communication production.